I made 6 figures this month. I've never seen that much fucking money in 1 month. And no, this isn't one of those e-com fucking videos, how to make the money, and I sell you a course at the end. Suck a dick. This was the first time I've ever made so much money, and for the first time, had no attachment toward it. Besides, I'm proud of my team. I'm so proud of the product we put out, because I think it will genuinely change people's lives. And I want to talk today about the detachment from the need for money. This topic is so important to me right now. And let's start with, about 6 months ago, there's this kid at the gym. He's this like 15-year-old, very disciplined, hard-working Muslim kid, right? Great traditional values. He works super hard. But he has that mentality where he's like, I'm different from the rest type of mentality. That Sigma grind set type of mentality, and I can tell he like lies a couple times, because like randomly he'll watch my YouTube video, no hate, but he's a supporter, but then he'll tell me, he'll be like, oh, you ran a marathon? He's like, I do that like every weekend, and that's just not real. Like, I know this kid, whatever. And I just remember one day he was telling me very aggressively with this very like painful inside his heart type of vibe, that his purpose in life is to make as much money as possible. And it was for a great reason, I'm not gonna lie. He said it was because he wants to put his parents into retirement, and he wants to build a great life for them. He wants to have a lot of fast cars and mansion, and he wants to provide for his future family. Like, that doesn't sound bad. That sounds great. Amazing. I advocate for that for sure. I want all of you boys to go make as much money as you can doing something that you absolutely love. But something didn't feel right. And I think it was the way he said it. It was so aggressive. It was so painful. And maybe because I grew up more middle class, more fortunate, where truthfully I've never had to struggle badly with money. Now, I didn't accept so many hand-me-downs from like wills and my parents and stuff. I never accepted it, and all the money I've ever made was all from my own. But I remember asking this kid, or like telling this kid, like, and it got me aggressive, and I probably shouldn't have acted this way. The kid's 15, right? And I was like, buddy, I was like, trust me, the happiness from the world does not come from money. And he was like, yes, it does. Money buys happiness. And he was, and right, like literally said to me, he was like, when I am gonna be driving in my Ferrari, Lamborghini, and Bugatti, I'm gonna have a fucking smile on my face. I was like, sure, for a moment. But that's not where the happiness comes from, right? Where am I trying to go with this? It got me aggressively debating him that I know a lot of guys, even around my age, that make millions of dollars a month doing things that, in my opinion, aren't very morally correct, the type of courses they're selling. But they're not happy. They're living lives, hookers, blow, and I can just tell. And maybe, you know what, maybe I'm wrong. And I'm in the part of my self-improvement journey where I'm trying to really resonate and understand that everybody's on their own path, and maybe what makes some other people happy is not what makes me happy. But I see it in their eyes that they're not fulfilled with life. They're not happy. On the flip side, I know some guys. I was talking to this one guy, I can't say who it was, but he was telling me that one of his side businesses makes him over $100,000 a month. But for the first time I've ever heard someone say such a big figure with like zero attachment toward it. Just the tone of how he said it. He was like, yeah, this other business makes $100,000 a month. And he was more so talking about how passionate he was about what he sells and how fun the art of the business is. And a great point that Humphrey brought up was the YouTuber Graham Stephan. He's a finance YouTuber, and all he talks about is money. But when you watch his videos, you can tell that he doesn't love money because of the monetary things it can buy him. He loves money for the art of it, for the art of gaining that, like, of just like building something. And I think that's fantastic. I think that's so beautiful. And believe this if you want or not, but every time in my life I have focused on not making money, but making things that are artistic, making things that I love, making things with a passion and a purpose beyond the financial greed for myself. For example, the product that got us so much money this time was the launch of the physical cookbook. Oh fuck, this just turned into a promo, bitch. Now this is an ad. I'm probably gonna get caught for the cops. But this is what I spend 2 years of my life working on, like thousands of hours, is this physical cookbook, 200 recipes. I have another video talking about like how to make a winning product. But each recipe has a high calorie and a low calorie version, low and high. And there's like QR codes where you can scan to watch a video of the recipe if you're too lazy to do it. We had a fucking whole designer do it. Like she fucking knocked it out of the park with some of these designs, man. Like look at it's beautiful. My life's work into it. We sold it for I think like 69 USD a copy, funny number, and we made $100,000 in the first month. And I remember there was a time where I would attach my happiness to views and money. For me, more so views, but money for sure. And when I would get less money in a month, even though nobody knew, I would, in my head, logically I know that nobody else knew because I'm the only one that can see my own figures. I remember I would be embarrassed around people. I would talk to my girlfriend like with like such like a scared attitude that she would find out, even though she wouldn't give a flying fuck about that shit, as long as I'm still like the purposeful guy I am, right? Like I would be embarrassed to talk about. My self-worth would drop. And I think that is like one of the worst like sins you can have in your life, is attaching your worth and your purpose toward monetary things like that, instead of toward like the output and the work ethic and the passion and the love. But just through time and through one practical practice I'll give you right now. This is one of the best practices that I've done, is on top of the gratitude journaling. Now in the morning I do this thing that I call it pride journaling, where I write 3 things I'm grateful for, but then at the bottom I have the section in my journal called things I'm proud of. And I write 3 things that I'm proud of myself about, and try to not write things that are monetary. I'll try to write things that are like, I'm proud of my work ethic, or I'm proud of my development as a man, or I'm proud of how loving I treated my girlfriend even through an argument, or I'm proud of building a team that I love working with, stuff like that. Like, oh my God, it's so bright. Oh my God, Jesus Christ, man. And what that does is, because I believe that we have the power to rewire our brains, right? Rewire our brains. Like self-improvement is basically just like reps in the gym. So if you do enough reps of that, like it didn't work obviously in the first workout, the first time doing it, but like 2 weeks later, I noticed, just like the gratitude journaling, I'd be driving and I'd slowly be like, I'm just proud of myself for just doing things I love. I'm so proud that I can go home and like just work. And that was during like our worst, this was like 3 months ago. This was during our worst revenue month of the year, man. And it just felt so nice to be able to not have my self-worth attached to monetary things, and instead just be proud of just living and be grateful just to live. So I encourage you, that's the practical step. But anyways, yeah, so we made this big amount of money, this huge amount of money that I've never seen, right? And one thing is already crazy. One thing I want to touch on is through these other, so we're driving to the garage, so I need to lower the camera exposure stuff because I'm a big camera nerd and I'm so good at cameras. But, okay, so one thing that, what am I trying to say here, that I think is so dangerous is I watch all these self-improvement YouTubers, right? Like these, like, you know who they are, the guys with the millions of followers, and they're always talking about how fucking rich they are, and like they're like, I can make your teacher's salary in fucking one day. Like I launched this ecom course and I made so much money. And it even would make, at first it made me feel bad about making even 5 figures a month. And then through enough gratitude journaling and stepping back and just getting away from technology and just deep breathing and enjoying nature and peace and like attaching my self-pleasure with like being with people I love and stuff, the essence of self-improvement, I started to think, what the fuck am I complaining about? I am making more money than most people make in a year. I can't complain about this. This is amazing, man. I'm so lucky and grateful and fortunate to have this and to give it back to people. Are you kidding me? So if you're going to take any takeaway from this, maybe this is a separate topic, but I will say I truly believe that people that do it for the passion and the love and the money are not only going to be more happy, but I believe those people are the ones who win in the long term, especially in the social media game. I know the fitness social media niche like the back of my hand, and I know you'll be surprised. So many of these fucking guys that you think are good role models online, I met them in person at fucking meetups and shit, and these guys are the biggest scums of the earth. They look at their audience like a fucking money cash cow grab. It pisses me off, like how they're able to like wave at their fans so happily, and they go back, like backstage, and they look at us like, oh, these guys are so annoying to talk to them. Fuck those guys, man. Those are the guys who burn out and quit. But the guys like, if you know in the industry, if you're on YouTube, you should know, but like Sam Sulek, right? You can tell, you can just genuinely tell through the camera that this guy doesn't care about the money. He just cares about the thing that he loves. He just loves bodybuilding. He just loves it. He just loves spreading his love for bodybuilding to people. Like I love fucking spreading my self-improvement to people. I think those are the guys who are going to make the most money long term because people can tell and it'll go forever. Like a guy like Sam, if he keeps those morals up, he is going to win forever. And a guy like some of the other guys in the industry who blow up super fast, but you'll see them, they stop blowing up, they stop growing because they don't put in because they make so much money and so much material that they just start giving up. And I saw a comment on a recent post, but people said like to one of the creators, they were like, this, like, he's one of the biggest creators in the space. I don't want to name drop him, but they were like, wow, you used to be about becoming a good man and used to be all about the fitness. Like now every post is a fucking promotion, man. Are you kidding me? Like you've lost touch. And I never want to become that. So I have personally lost out on so much money, so many brand deals, so many people trying to give me tens of thousands of dollars to fucking promote their shit. It's the harder path in the moment. But if the essence of self-improvement is delayed gratification to become a better man, to become that GigaChad version of yourself, and sometimes we will fail. Sometimes we will take that brand deal because we need that, or instant gratification will get to us. But my lesson to you boys is when that instant gratification option comes to you, okay? Take a step back. Deep breath into your belly. Breathe out and ask yourself, will my future self be proud? The best thing to ask yourself is, if nobody else was around me, will I be truly proud of this decision? And it took me a long time, and that's why I couldn't release it for years. But I think I've gotten to a point where I can say I am truly proud of this thing. And I don't feel shame or guilt to my audience for selling this and making the money off of them, because I think I'm proud of it. I think it'll do well. And that's how I want to live my life, for the things that I create that are monetary like that. So, yeah. I don't know who this will help. If you're an entrepreneur, I hope I can steer you off of the void of going into that rat race of creating things that you don't care about. So if you're an entrepreneur, whatever product you're going to create something that you fucking love. Create something out of passion, even if it is something that's degenerate. Even if you're creating, you've created the best pocket pussy in the world. If you, for some reason, have a true love for it and you do that practice where nobody's around you, do I truly want to make this? Do I truly love it? And you answer every question, yes, I would make this even for myself, then do it. Put it out to the world. Put your energy out to the world. And I think that's not only will people be able to tell when you sell it that you're more authentic and want to buy it more and get behind you and buy it. Because I know a lot of people buy this cookbook not because they want a cookbook, just because they believe in what I have, like as a person. And I know that's the same for a lot of influencers, but those guys start dropping off because you can start telling they start selling like 1 billion affiliate shit. And even if you're not an entrepreneur and you're just somebody trying to make more money and stuff, or you're trying to figure out what path to go down for career-wise, I'm not in your shoes if you're like totally in debt and broke, but I can say stop spending your money on stupid shit. It's the same, that principle, that practice is the same as when you're about to buy that fucking Gucci trench coat that you wanted. Ask yourself before, do I really need this? Would I really be proud of spending this? So, yeah. That's it, boys. I personally, greed is one of the biggest killers of man. Do good. Do good things out to the world, because I've had months of battling debt because I spent so much on this company and I fucked it up myself and I couldn't even pay my employees properly. But I truly believe if you do good things, if you really align your energy, I know it sounds spiritual and you might not believe it yet, but one day you'll see it, with the good things, things that you believe in, products that you believe in, your energy is good and aligned, it will come back around. It will come back around. And you'll have those low months, those tough months, but one day you'll get that, whatever it looks like to you, you'll be able to have that $100,000 a month, that 6-figure month, but also through the practice of gratitude and pride and everything, or self-improvement, you'll be able to detach from that and not look at it from a scummy monetary way and just look at it as proud of the thing that you put out to the world. Okay, love you boys. Keep your fucking morals in check, okay? That was wet.